it is here, the season finale of season 3, and we have our very special secret guest who we have been hinting about for many, many weeks, Mayor Mike Savage. We're super excited. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's exciting to be here.
I know.
It's kind of fun. What a beautiful spot you got here, too.
Thank you. Thank you. We're really proud of it. Our new home here in Dartmouth. We were in Bedford before. Yeah. No, we really like it. And we really like Chicken Scallopini. We've been doing a little homework. We hear this is a recipe that you cook at home.
Well, I like Chicken Scallopini, and so I've done it a few times. Mostly good.
Mostly good?
Yeah.
Any bad? Any mess up?
As we get to something, I may explain. Yeah. But
Cool.
it's simple. It's a simple thing. I think it's something you can do pretty quickly, right? And, so it's good and the kids will eat it, I think.
Yeah,
so
my kids will pretty much eat anything.
My kids aren't like that. My kids are pretty, they're 23 and 20 now, but it was hard to.
Were they picky?
They were picky. Absolutely they were, right? So the real test of a cook is not what you can do on a Saturday afternoon if you have a few free hours. It's fun. My wife is the one that's had to sort of make the meals interesting every single day and get them to eat. So, but I enjoy just hanging around the kitchen and when you have an opportunity.
Have a little glass of wine and cook up some lovely stuff.
That's it, right?
Yeah, lovely, lovely. All right, so we're going to get started and then we're going to chat about a few things.
Okay.
So you kind of know how to do this. I don't have to really instruct you. So why don't we just let you lead the way? You want to start with the chicken?
Well, so with chicken scallopini, the key is to try to take the chicken breasts and to have them so they're ideally they're the same, obviously for cooking reasons you want them the same thickness. So
exactly.
You would take these.
You would go right over your cutting board.
You would pat them dry with a piece of paper towel or something like that.
Well, you know what?
But they look pretty dry. They look pretty dry, right?
Look, our gopher is going to bring us some paper towel. We like gophers.
Okay.
Here you go, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. That's a little uneven. So we're going to pat them.
Hilarious.
Make sure that we don't have anything, because we're going to dredge them, of course, in flour, and that's where the secret comes in terms of that. So maybe if there's a little bit of fat, that's okay. You don't mind about that too much. Put that off over there, and of course, when you're dealing with raw meat and chicken, you got to make sure that you're always washing your hands.
Exactly.
Right? Well, you're the expert.
I know that's very true, but people also go a little overboard. I find with chicken, they get so scared they don't buy chicken. They don't put it on their cutting board. You just have to make sure you use hot soapy water and you're good to go.
That's
all right.
Okay.
That's it.
So then we're going to cut them. Now, do you have a secret for that? Because you want to make sure you kind of do that the right way. So.
Keep your fingers out of the way. That's
So,
no injuries in episode 95.
Injuries, so.
Yeah, no injuries.
Let's try to get them at a nice,
good there,
even sort of. So this may not be the ideal knife, but it'll work.
What would you prefer? A little knife?
No, I would prefer hiring somebody to come in and do it. Usually, I'd ask one of my counselors to come over, and I would get them to cut and.
They do all the grunt work.
Yeah, the counselors work very, very hard, so they don't mind being told how to do things. So the key is, regardless of whether we've got it completely right, is to try to get them to a length where you can cook them evenly and have it done from there. So that's good enough.
Lovely.
There. So now you got your chicken breasts. They're halved.
And you're going to season our flour. So we've got some salt and some pepper and some flour.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
So we're going to dredge them. Is that clean now? Can I use that
You
again?
can use that again. You can do whatever you like.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Now this is where I made this once, and it was kind of flashing in the pan a bit too much.
Oh.
And I served it to my wife, and she said, because she's very polite, she said, "Boy, that's really good, but I don't quite know. What did you do that might have made this a little different?"
Okay.
And we discovered that we had 2 containers in the cupboard side by each. One was all-purpose flour and one was icing sugar. And it's possible I might have used the icing sugar, which meant that it flashed and you got a heavy caramelization in the pan.
And it was super sweet.
And it tasted kind of sweet, right? So
candied chicken scallopini.
Yeah. But that could happen to anybody.
It totally could.
Off
sugar,
a fairly
salt.
low intellect. Low intellect. So you dredge them.
There.
You make sure you got them coated nicely. Shake it off, and off we go.
All right, so we've got.
So you ready for the oil? Now
Yeah.
I'm gonna wash my hands.
You can go right over. I'll have
after
the
I
oil.
put them in.
Okay.
Is that hot now?
It will be in just a couple of seconds.
All right.
You get very hot. Do you know induction?
Pardon me?
We use induction burners here in all of our classes.
Okay.
They're really lovely little portable burners, and
So
they
if you
heat
want-
up really
So
quickly.
you have classes. You do classes.
We do
So people
classes.
can call
You
up
want to come and
that?
teach a class,
I
Chicken
would-
Scallopini?
No, I would not teach a class at all. Ever. That guy over there, he could teach a
He
class.
teaches
I wouldn't,
the majority of the classes,
Yeah.
almost all of them. Yeah, and we do Thai classes. We have name some of the classes,
We got a
Andrew.
dumpling class coming up.
Ooh, how to make dumplings.
Yeah, we got
Yeah, come on over.
All right, I'm coming
Come
over.
on over, get on.
Come on in
We
while
got
we
a
heat the
dumpling
pan.
class, we got a Thai class, we got a curry class, we have a Mexican street food class, we have a pasta class where people come in, make their own pasta, and then they take about 3 meals worth of pasta home with them.
Is homemade pasta any good?
It's really
It's
good.
unbelievable, right?
It's
Like,
so good.
Unbelievable.
I have
It's
a
so
friend
good.
of ours who makes home. It's just so good. Right?
Yeah.
It's a little time consuming, right, with the egg and all, but
It's
I've
worth
never,
it.
I've never made my own, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I love dumplings, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
Dumplings are
awesome.
All right, we're almost there. Give me another 20 seconds.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about some cool stuff that's happening
All right.
in HRM right now.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Well, we've got this facility here, which is pretty cool, right here, in beautiful downtown Burnside / almost Dartmouth Crossing.
That's
the city's
right.
growing. Oh, there we go. We got some.
Yeah, we got some.
heat. Really
You're good. You're good.
Okay, so we're going to take this. So the city is
Good job.
growing, and for me that's a very positive thing. Some people struggle a bit with growth, but I think a city that has to deal with growth issues is better than a city that doesn't have growth. So
Yeah.
I like that. So I'm going to go wash my
You
hands.
go wash your
and
hands.
come
I'll
back.
watch the chicken. Yes, I love this. I'm not even doing much of the work. It's great. We're waiting on tongs from Andrew.
Tongs.
Here he comes.
Tong, 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 tong.
Thank you kindly.
I've been working on a new impression, Patty.
Yes, what's that?
The lobster.
Oh, Andrew.
I'm just filling time. The mayor's got to wash his
He
hands.
does.
I mean, food safety is so important.
He is. Yours, right?
So I would say normally you'd look at 2 to 3 minutes aside if,
Yeah.
they're done. Yeah, so what I like about the city that's growing, and we just heard about Thai food, and dumplings and Italian. There are so many cultures coming here,
There
and the
are.
great thing is that we all grow together. But obviously, one of the great side benefits is the culture and the food. In the last few weeks, I've been to India festival, Jamaican festival, African festival. We've had all these different kind of beautiful experiences, and I think at a time in the world when lots of people are building walls between us, I love the idea of bridges and Halifax being a place where there's room for everybody. And food is one of the great byproducts of that.
I agree. You can help me with my burner here, Andrew? It went off. It says H.
There we go.
Yes, I agree with you. We were actually down on the weekend, just in Bedford. There's a new Syrian ice cream place, so my kids love
Really?
going down. Little family business. They make delicious called buza and masa. So there's all sorts of. I love it for my kids because they get to experience all this food that, as me growing up, I didn't get to experience. Right? It was pretty. So it's pretty amazing.
I think it's great. So that's one of the great things about Halifax. A lot of growth in the core of the city. There's options outside the core. We're working on having the best transportation system we can have, because that's going to be key to the success of the city. But we're also protecting green space, like the First and Soul backlands. And, we're a big city physically, so we have a beautiful downtown, but we also have, rural areas that have real opportunities for economic growth, but also just to protect and keep. And, when I go to Toronto, as I do to talk about Halifax, I talk about the growth. But I also talk about we're protecting green space. That's an opportunity that we have. So
Well,
I
say
like it.
I've been here. We're coming on 15 years now. I'm from New Brunswick originally, and I came in my college days to Halifax because it was sort of the hub of the Maritime. The energy in the city is so different now. I really feel like we've really seen a lot of transition, a lot of growth, and there's just a really great energy and creative vibe that wasn't there 15 years ago. So
I think that's true. And one of the things I love the fact that this is a place that people like to retire. And that's great, but every city wants to be a city for young people, and now you see that young energy, right? So I want I was 55 plus to be here. I'm close to 55 myself, being 58. So, but I also, you want the energy that comes with the kids, the innovation, the IT. Argyle Street now is such an interactive, vibrant place to be. And downtown Dartmouth is just taken off.
Oh, it's taken off.
And there's parts of Stryfield and Fairview that have an energy to them that they didn't have. I love that. I think we have great diversity in the city, so it's a great thing. So
Awesome.
these are coming along nicely.
They are coming along nicely. So we're
me
going to
start
do
getting some of these
yeah, why don't
things
you
ready.
prep up here? We'll flip your board. So this is one easy trick. And then I'll give you another knife.
Are these all been cleaned and everything?
As clean as they get here.
So we're just going to slice these beautiful mushrooms.
Lovely. So great portobellos. We've got onion in there. And then why don't you come on and you can do the garlic trick.
Ooh, the garlic trick.
Yes, because I bet you the mayor would love to know what the garlic trick is.
Yeah.
These are, so we're going to take these out. We're going to let them sit, and then we'll finish them off at the end.
Yeah, yeah. So you take them out and let them sit, right?
Yeah. And they might not quite be done, but they'll finish off in the sauce.
They'll sit in the sauce a little bit at the end once we get all those other beautiful
Try to
ingredients.
get them a little more caramelized. All right, Andrew is going to give you a tip on, I have a knife in there, but it needs to be cleaned, on garlic.
All right.
And you can make sure that those
I brought my own
Oh, you
knife.
brought your own knife. Look at you.
You're going to smash it up.
So I'm giving you a little preview of one of our classes. Well, actually,
Okay.
most of our classes. This is probably the most popular trick, like
It is the
chef
most
tip or
popular
trick
thing in our class.
in the
On all
classes,
the feedback
and we
forums.
call it the garlic trick. Well, because it involves garlic. But it's just a regular old garlic clove. We got to take the little root end off of it right there. Just throw it towards the camera. Throw
Yeah,
it back.
that's all right. Thank you. Perfect.
But maybe you're having like a hard day with council, or you've got an issue that you need to resolve, and you got some stress, and you want to take it out. You take it out on that garlic. So you just smash it with the back of your knife like that, and then we put a little sprinkle of salt for the abrasion, and then you simply scrape that garlic on the board like so, and you get a garlic puree.
Beautiful.
No garlic press to clean, nothing to put in the dishwasher, and you've got
Look at that.
beautiful pureed garlic. I didn't set a timer, that was 15 seconds for sure.
Well done.
For sure.
No, it definitely is the most talked about tip.
Oh, absolutely,
Definitely.
absolutely. But I love tricks that eliminate kitchen clutter, and it's one of those things. Everybody has like 2 or 3 different garlic tools.
That's
You just
very
need a
nice.
knife.
That's good. I haven't had any frustrating days at council, but if I do,
No?
that's what I'm going to do.
If we see you chopping garlic, we know
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sure at some
You
point.
should have the counselors here, and we'll do a little team building.
Well, you know what? We could easily do that. We got some. Steve Adams makes a great fish chowder.
Yes, I heard.
Every counselor has
I'm
something.
coming over, Steve.
Tony Mancini,
Okay.
his mother still makes pasta. I don't want to get in trouble with her. I think she's in her 90s, and she still makes beautiful pasta. So everybody has something that they can do in the kitchen. Eh?
What about Laura Lee Nickel? We've had her on here before.
What did Laura Lee do?
What did she have here? What did she have?
What did
What did
we
she
do
make with
with Laura Lee?
Cole
I
Harbor
did
Punch
it.
or something?
No.
Andy Fillmore.
No, what did we do with her?
Oh my God, we did something from her.
French? Was it
It was
French?
French.
It was that
Okay.
yeah, it was.
Coco Van?
no.
Poutine?
I'm totally.
I
You weren't there for that one, were you? No, it was me.
That was one of our first guests in the new space. Though.
She was. She was awesome. Super fun. All right. All right. So
we're good?
what's next?
Well, this is where I've got these things ready, so we would probably take our put the mushrooms in. I'm going to put the mushrooms in.
Okay.
You got a bit more oil. We want these to get in. We want these to start to reduce down. So I'm going to need, let's see, what do we got?
Salt, pepper.
Yeah, the butter. I want
Butter,
the butter.
you want the
I
butter.
want the butter.
Yeah, the
Okay.
butter.
Oh,
So
you
I would
know
normally
it.
use, the recipe I use calls for 4 tablespoons, and that's a lot of butter. So we're not
No.
going to use it all. We're just going to use what's here, which is probably about 5 tablespoons. So it's a lot of.
We love butter
It's a
here
fair
at
bit of
Kitchen
butter,
Door.
right? So butter's good, and of course you reduce the heat from when you were cooking that, but you make sure that that's going to go. And we're going to put the onions in too. I'm going to cut the onions up. I like onions. Big fan.
Do you?
I'm a big fan.
I only like cooked onions. I'm not a fan of raw onions.
I like raw onions on
Do you?
burgers and stuff.
Oh
like
yes,
that.
yeah. I find it
really do.
overtakes them. Awesome. Well done. I like this.
Great.
It's going to be great.
So the garlic, actually, the recipe I used, they call for the garlic a little bit later.
They
But,
do. You know why?
Because it goes in for flavor and simmering. And,
Yeah, but
I
also
don't wanna
because
burn
if you
it.
add it, you don't burn it.
Yeah.
If you add it at the beginning, you will very, what's the word I'm looking for? Thank you. Frequently.
So I will put these onions in, and then we will white
Give me a
away,
little
and then we're
more.
going to put in our
Thank you.
wine and everything. We're going to
All the good stuff.
It's going to help us to reduce down to what we're going to need. There you go.
Lovely.
There. Make sure
So
we
is there anything
compost.
else that you put in your scallopini that isn't here?
White wine,
Yeah,
chicken
chicken
stock,
stock.
lemon juice, a little bit of chocolate paste, and chocolate paste, and
Oh, well, we left that out today.
yeah. You can
I'm going to
you
do a
can
little
it with that.
zest of lime.
Little
Or
zest
lemon,
of
sorry.
it.
Is this enough oil, Patty?
I think it is. We keep getting an error on this burner.
So
We
you
might
got
need to
such a
switch it
nice
up.
smooth pan. When I cook this, I get a bit of crunchings in the bottom, which I love to after you take out the chicken.
Well, that's when you deglaze with the wine,
Right.
right? You get all that lovely. Thank you for the oil. It's a little excessive,
A little bit of oil.
but we'll add a little bit more in there.
There you go.
All right, now we're sizzling.
Now you're cooking with
Cooking with electric.
yeah. So that's good. There's one thing you cannot put in this. It ruins it.
What's that?
Natasha, what is it? No,
Icing.
that's one thing. Cilantro.
Oh, cilantro ruins everything.
I'm introducing a bylaw where cilantro will not be allowed in HRM. Okay?
A man after my heart.
Okay, now I'm telling you, this is a divisive issue, okay? I'm of the belief that there's a whole host of people out there who say they love cilantro, but they don't actually think about it. The elites tell them you gotta like cilantro. Cilantro is disgusting.
It is.
It is it's the biggest thing that my wife and I have had to survive in our marriage. Money, sex, all that stuff, not a problem. Cilantro is a marriage ender, but we've survived. It's a testament to it.
Does she like cilantro?
No, she loves it, and I
Does she
hate
put
it.
it in a lot of stuff?
Everything except the orange juice.
So what's the flavor? Some people say it tastes
Perfume.
like soap or whatever.
does.
To me, it's a combination of bowel and soap. To me, that's just not a good combination.
Didn't know you had such strong opinions about it.
But that's right. Like, people have strong opinions about cilantro. Natasha, you like it? I don't like it. What do you got there? Okay,
Just a little salt and pepper.
Okay.
We're just seasoning it
We'll
up a
give it a
little
few
bit.
more minutes, and then I think we can put the
You want it to glaze?
watery stuff in there.
Our watery stuff would reduce it. Maybe we'll just turn it up slightly. There we go.
So what
Oh,
do we get left?
you missed the divisiveness.
Cilantro.
Cilantro.
What do you about cilantro, Andrew? What do you think?
Does Andrew like cilantro or not?
I don't like it. I love it.
The mayor and I are on this side. We do not like it.
See, if
I
you serve
find
it,
it disgusting. But anyway, I don't want to over it. It's only a small thing, right? I mean, it's not. If you look at the world, like, I think war is worse, torture is worse than cilantro.
yeah.
But somewhere in there, listen, people love it or hate it. In my own family growing up, my sister and I hate it, and some others love it.
But you
although
can't eat a dish with it. If you don't like it, it just takes over the whole dish.
I was probably 35 years old before I realized that this disgusting thing was cilantro. I just thought it was something that God put in food to make sure you didn't eat too much. And then I realized it's actually cilantro.
I worked in Chicago after I graduated culinary school, and we had a lot of Mexican workers in the kitchen, and they were amazing, and they did staff lunch, family meal, and every single thing we had cilantro in it. Every single dish. It didn't matter. All the stems got used up. That's I think where I developed a hate for it.
Anyway, I don't think people shouldn't vote based on whether they like cilantro or not. I think everybody should vote for me if I ever run again. But I just want to be very clear. I don't like it.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right. What are we going to deglaze with?
Well, let's put in our combination of white wine, first of all. Chicken stock.
Look at our lovely gelée chicken stock, homemade. All that
Is
lovely.
that real chicken stock?
It is. We make all our own stock.
That's awesome.
Here,
We're not going to put the
cream until the end. Let that
cream
reduce
until the
down.
end. So we'll wait a couple of minutes. We'll put lemon. We'll put the lemon. Yeah.
Do the lemon.
Yeah, do the lemon. And then we'll wait a few minutes and we'll put the garlic in.
All right.
That gives it a beautiful.
Doesn't it?
Doesn't that make
Also
it?
that wine.
That's beautiful. Now,
So what else?
the other thing that separates my wife and I is that I love to clean up as I go.
That is
And
a
I know-
very good thing.
But I know a lot of cooks say don't let that destroy the meal. But I can't do a meal if I know I have to clean up afterwards and I've left a mess. I like to.
My husband is the same way. He doesn't clean up as he goes. And then you get to the end of the meal and you're so angry because you have to go back to the kitchen and clean up a huge mess. Right, Ted? Right, Ted. Oh, did we add our garlic?
We're gonna wait just a bit
Oh,
longer.
you
And then that's
put
what I
those
would
in
do.
first.
I would let, once I have the chicken, I would let the mushrooms and the onions and the butter cook for 7 or 8 minutes, and then I
Okay.
would add the garlic. It gives it that, aroma, that fume that just brings it all together.
Oh, the
And,
words, the language,
yeah.
the vocabulary.
And then just let it sit a bit. But those mushrooms are reducing down really nicely. They look good looking mushrooms.
They are. Well, we got local chicken. Our chicken comes from Eden Valley. I'm not sure where the mushrooms are from, but yeah. Love.
So my father was in banking. My whole family was in banking. And growing up, the last thing I wanted to do was go into banking. Your father's obviously premier. What made you want to go this route as well?
Well, my father wasn't premier first. He was a doctor
first.
So there were 7 of us kids. I was the good one. None of us actually went into the medical field. My older sister studied OT for a short while, occupational therapy, but none of us straight into medicine. I think it had something to do with the fact that, I remember one winter morning, we got up, we came down for breakfast, and there was a bunch of bloody towels in the only bathroom in the house. He'd been out in the house call on the Lawrencetown Road or something. Anyway, we just saw that side of medicine. None of us got into medicine. So, but every one of my brothers and sisters and I developed a social conscience. My parents were, very socially conscious people who believed in helping out those who need help. My mother used to say, "You don't go into politics to help those who don't need help. You go into politics to help those who do." That's formed a big piece of my thinking, and I would say all of my brothers and sisters. So, but I was in business too. I didn't have to get elected. My wife disputes that. I didn't have to run for election.
I'd like to meet your wife.
Anyway, I believe that public service is a noble profession when it's done in a noble way. And it's like any other job. Some people are good at it, some aren't. Some people take an approach of integrity to it, some don't. But that's the same with doctors
you're obviously good at
and
it.
lawyers. There must even be some cooks somewhere that, aren't perfect. So I enjoy public life. I just don't know how long I'll do it. Maybe for a while yet. So now we'll put the garlic in.
Okay.
Boy, that was beautifully done. Beautifully put
Andrew, he
together.
does have a
I've
few
had some
talent.
practice.
A bit of talent
One
there.
of the great things about garlic is the aroma that you get, right? I mean,
Right away.
combining with the lemon, of course, the earthiness of the mushrooms and the pungency of
He
the
should
onions.
just narrate.
It smells wafting.
It
Would you
is,
ever-
it's
Would you
delicious.
ever run for office?
No.
Why not? What's the one reason?
I would.
We can turn that down. How do you turn that down?
Let's bring it down here. There.
We're going to wait about a minute and a half.
Okay.
and
Are
then
we
we're
going to add our chicken back in?
We're going to put the cream in first.
Okay.
And then we'll put the chicken right in, coat the chicken, and of course you would serve this. Sometimes you serve it with rice, or sometimes a nice pasta like an aglio olio or something like that.
Yeah.
Just a basic oil kind of pasta would be a nice thing.
Oh,
on
it's
the
delicious,
side.
isn't it?
And make sure something my wife believes in. Make sure you have a vegetable.
Yeah.
Right? So you always want to
And
have.
the mushroom would be a vegetable.
I say the
Onion.
mushroom and the onion and the garlic.
Yeah. She would disagree with that.
Something green
Maybe a
or
little
orange. is
salad, like a little
usually,
arugula salad
well, you
or
can
something?
yeah, you can start off with a salad. Right? That would be a nice sort of traditional, kind of an Italian kind of a meal, something that's got a bit of,
Do you ever do this with like veal or pork?
So, I like veal. My wife would never have it in the house. She's very much opposed to veal. Just like Jessica, who works for me, would never even have chicken. If we made this dish, if Jessica made this dish,
Yeah.
it would be styrofoam instead of chicken. And she would love it.
Tofu?
Of course. You can always do
All right, we're adding our cream.
I'm going to put the cream in. Now, boys, this is going to very quickly, look at that, eh?
Oh,
Isn't that great?
love it. Love
Let
it.
it kind of float around a little bit. See, that's got a nice look to it, right?
It does. Cream always adds. It's 35%. You always need 35% cream if you're going to cook with cream.
Well, I remember thinking, is that too rich? But you know what? Cream and butter,
Cream and butter. It's where it's at.
the creator gave us cream and butter, nicely packaged for a reason. So we enjoy it, right? So, now, what would be really cool is if we had a glass of wine or something with that.
Well,
That
look.
would be,
Where's our gopher?
Here's our gopher.
putting that back in, isn't that awesome looking? Is that a Nova Scotian wine?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We have so many great wines here. I mean, we don't want to stray.
We don't want it straight.
I don't
What's your
like-
favorite wine?
A tepid glass. There we go. A little bit more. There we go.
I've gone back and forth. I like red, I like white, but I am a sucker for a nice Chardonnay, to be honest
Are
with
you?
you.
Like
So-
an oaky Chardonnay?
Yeah, I like some of the classics, but I I like our local one. I love
Yes.
I love the tidal bays. I love what that's done for the province. I think it's really cool.
There's some
But
amazing
I do
wines.
like a J-Lore Chardonnay or
Yep.
some of the Californians, but I'm not hard to please.
Not hard to please when it comes to wine.
So that's good. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. And Scallopini, I'm very
Back to
excited.
why you wouldn't run.
I would be.
I'm not getting away
I
from
would
this
get myself into trouble. I would. That's really what it comes down to. I don't handle people that disagree with me very well, and so, right?
I always agree
And
with
so
that.
I would really struggle with people that I felt that were not certainly having the social conscience or doing things that would, to better the city and better the environment and better, the lives of people that are here. So if people didn't want that, and I would struggle. I would be very outspoken, and I would get myself into trouble.
A lot of people feel that way, and I think that politics is not about agreeing.
No.
Democracy is about disagreeing.
It is. I agree
There's a lot
with
of
you.
places in the world where people agree on everything, and they're called totalitarian
Mm-hmm.
governments. Here, it's about disagreeing in a way that's not disagreeable, finding that, and that's why I like municipal politics.
Yes.
You get away from the party stuff, and it's not like everybody loves everybody all the time, but we can look at issues without saying this is what the party tells me to feel, or the leader. And I've worked with some great leaders, but I like the municipal stuff for that. And you do get to speak your mind, right? I mean, we have some councillors who speak their mind, and if I don't agree with them, it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means they're wrong. All right.
All right.
This looks all right.
This looks delectable.
Yeah.
Well done. I should have had a side of pasta ready, but I didn't. Next time
You see
you
that?
come.
We cover that up. We let it soak for a while, and as you said, it sort of continues to cook a little
And look
bit.
at
great.
it has that beautiful glisten. Oh wow, we have some pasta.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh,
I'm a great gopher, let me tell you.
All right, let's put a little on here. Oh, it's hot too. All right.
Beautiful egg noodles.
What is this for? What's something in the
Isn't that
kitchen?
nice?
only mine's getting big.
look at that. Shall I put
that.
this? So you want to do it?
No, you do it. You are the
Okay.
pro.
So, I watch Lydia on TV. Lydia Bastarash,
Yes,
If
I love
was
her.
on a desert island, I'd want to be with.
Her.
No, actually, I wouldn't. But I'd like to have her meals with me. But she always says, you put your pasta in, you lay it on. You don't just throw everything on top.
Right.
You kind of let it go.
Layering.
But that looks pretty good, right?
I
That's
think it looks lovely. The
got
other thing
your
is you want
pasta.
height, right?
yeah.
That's
yeah.
another part of it. So you always stack in the middle and then work your way up.
A little bit of parsley on
A
it.
little bit of parsley.
A little bit of parsley on the top.
That's
It's
a
very,
vegetable.
very, nice.
Yeah, another vegetable.
A big vegetable. Right? You could put a little squeeze of lemon on the top. You could do something with it, but that is chicken scallopini alla Savagio.
Alla Savagio. Woo! I love that.
Mortal bene.
And the smells good. All right.
Well, excellent, excellent.
Well, here's to you.
Yes, thank you for coming on Chit Chat Chop.
Here's to Kitchen Door Catering and everything that exists here, to Chef.
Cheers.
And chefs and to friends and to
to
enjoying
HRM.
each other. And I'll tell you, one thing about food is it brings people together.
It does.
And it does what politics sometimes doesn't do, which it brings people together and makes them sort of harmonized and happy to be together. So I think it's great. Here you go.
Well, we're very excited to have you on.
My
Here's
pleasure.
to an awesome 2019-2020. Cheers.
Happy Wednesday night.